Has another parent ever gotten mad at you for saying no to their child? I was at Riverside Park with my 6-year-old daughter Emma last Saturday afternoon around 2:30. She'd just gotten this gorgeous purple bike with rainbow streamers and a white wicker basket for her birthday the week before. We'd spent nearly $200 on it at Target after she'd been saving her allowance for months, doing extra chores like emptying the dishwasher. She was absolutely glowing with pride, riding in these perfect little circles on the paved path that runs alongside the main playground area. I was sitting on one of the green metal benches reading my paperback when this boy, maybe 7 or 8 years old in a red Pokemon shirt, runs up to where Emma had stopped to take a water break from her pink water bottle. "Can I ride your bike?" he asks politely. Emma looks at me with those big brown eyes, nervously biting her lip. This bike wasn't just any bike. It was her most prized possession in the whole world. She'd been doing extra chores for weeks, saving up every dollar of her allowance to help with the cost. "Sorry, sweetie," I told the boy as gently as possible, giving him a warm smile. "That's Emma's very special birthday bike. Maybe you could ask your mom or dad if they can bring your bike next time you visit the park." The kid seemed completely fine with my explanation. "Oh, okay, that totally makes sense," he said with a big cheerful grin, and immediately ran back toward the massive jungle gym structure where about 6 other kids were climbing around and playing tag. I thought that was the end of it. Emma climbed back on and continued her practice rides. But about 5 minutes later, I see this tall guy in a tight black Under Armour shirt and basketball shorts come walking over with obvious purpose and determination. He was probably in his late 30s, had that aggressive posture where his arms hung slightly away from his body, and his jaw was already set in clear annoyance. I could immediately tell he was the boy's father just from his body language. "Excuse me," he says condescendingly. "I need to know why my son Marcus can't ride that bike." I looked up, confused by his hostile approach. "Because it's not his bike? It belongs to my daughter." "Come on, don't be like that," he said, crossing his arms. "Kids are supposed to share, especially at a public park. Marcus has been watching your daughter ride in circles for 20 minutes. I glanced at Emma, who was still on her bike 10 feet away, just drinking water. "Sir, I understand kids like to share, but this is Emma's personal bike we brought from home. Would you let a stranger's child play with your son's most expensive toy?" His face turned red. "That's different. This is a public park. These facilities are for everyone to use. The playground equipment is public," I said, staying calm, "but the bike is our personal property." Other parents were noticing our loud conversation. A mom at the swings kept glancing over. Even Marcus looked embarrassed, tugging his dad's shirt. "Dad, it's okay," Marcus whispered. "I don't need it. Can we play on the monkey bars?" But this guy wouldn't back down. He got more aggressive. "You know what your problem is? You're teaching your daughter to be selfish and entitled. This is what's wrong with parents today. No sense of community, just mine, mine, mine." I stared at him, processing the audacity. "And you're teaching your son that he deserves other people's things just because he wants them," I replied evenly. "That's not what he sputtered. "You're also teaching him that when he doesn't get his way, the right response is having his parent bully strangers." Several parents had stopped to watch this scene. One dad pulled out his phone to record. The guy realized he was making a public scene with no support. Marcus was hiding behind the bench, mortified by his father's behavior. "Whatever," he snapped. "Come on, Marcus. We're leaving. Some people don't understand proper parenting or sharing." He grabbed his son's hand and stormed toward the parking lot, muttering about entitled parents and selfish people the whole way. The complete irony was totally lost on him. Emma rode her bike happily for another full hour without any other incidents, and 3 different parents, including the mom who'd been at the swings and an older dad with twin boys, came over to tell me I'd handled that situation perfectly and professionally.